Hello and good evening. Thank you for joining us for the Bay Area Case Studies Virtual College Fair. As you are entering this virtual room, you may notice that your camera and microphone are off. You are muted and your video is off, so the panelists can't see or hear you. However, you are still able to ask questions to our panelists using the Q&A button at the bottom of your screen. If you have a specific question for a specific college, please include that in your question. Also, this session will be recorded and available on our website at strivescan.com/BACS. You can also sign up for more sessions like this on that same website. So you are here in Explore Session 13, and in this session, the following schools will be presenting. Oh, whoops, not that one. So it should be Explore Session 13. So to start us off tonight, we will have Indiana University.
Kyle, you had me a little nervous there. I was looking at the screen. I was like, oh, that's not
I'm so sorry.
the wrong place. No worries at all. Well, hello, everyone. My name is Dexter Turner. I am the Senior Assistant Director of Admissions with Indiana University, and I'd like to thank you all for joining us tonight. At IU, we really want to make sure that you're getting that chance to be a part of a family and be a part of a place where you really will get to meet anyone and everyone from all across the country and the world. So we have representation from all 50 states and 140 different countries, and this really does make up our roughly 33,000 undergraduate student population. So we're very excited about who we have on our campus and what we have to offer. For you as a student, you will get to choose from 12 different colleges on our campus. And it's great because you really get that chance to figure out what it is that you want to study and figure out what it is that you really are passionate about. Now, as you're going through this process and you're exploring, please know that we have over 200 different majors that you can choose from. So you can mix and match, you can truly figure out what it is that you want to do. And it's okay if you change your mind. Our goal is to make sure that we're helping you out and still allowing you to graduate in 4 years. So we want to guide you. Now, you're going to have that guidance from your professors and from different individuals across the community. But when it comes to just being in the classroom, those professors are those people who really are passionate about what they're teaching you, but they also want to make sure that they're there for you and they really do care about you as an individual. We have an average class size of 30 and a student to faculty ratio of 16:1. And it's great because less than 6% of our classes actually are in that auditorium style and have more than 100 students. So it's really great because we go against that stigma of a large school just has you as a number within a pond, and that's not what we're looking for. So please know that our goal really is to guide you and be with you, but know that people are here for you, mainly your professors. Now, you'll also receive support from different academic centers across the campus, and it's great because there's free tutoring, there's learning centers, there's peer support, whatever you may need, we have it for you. But our goal is to make sure that we're providing you with that guidance that you are looking for. And these are spread out, these different centers are actually spread out throughout our campus. So we have 4 different neighborhoods, and it's great because everywhere that you go, you have that access readily available at your fingertips. Now, during a normal year, we would really encourage you to go and study abroad and give you that opportunity to learn about different cultures, different backgrounds. And we're hoping that we get to actually do that again for you here very soon. But when time comes back, we're really going to encourage you to go and broaden your horizons, go study abroad, go see a new country and a new culture. And we think that's one of the best ways for you to learn. And please know that you don't have to know a foreign language to go and study abroad. So that's something that we really do love. As I mentioned before, we do have different neighborhoods on our campus. And among those 4 different neighborhoods, we have 13 residence halls for our freshmen. As a freshman, you are required to live on campus. Now, this is something that we think is very important because it helps you to build that culture, build the camaraderie, and really allow you to get a strong sense of what IU really is like. But we're wanting you to just be comfortable and once again, get that sense of family. As a student, you do have the option to live on campus all 4 years if you would like. It's not required just that first year. We also have different learning communities for all of our students. So if you have a very specific interest, we really will make sure that you have that opportunity to live with others who have similar interests. But our goal really is to make sure that you are comfortable throughout this process. Now, one thing I can say is that you'll never be bored on our campus. If you are, everyone will tell you it's just your fault. There's way too much to do. We have over 750 different clubs and organizations, whether you're joining different academic clubs or Greek life, student government. We have different cultural clubs. We have intramural sports and club sports. But our goal is to make sure that you find that balance outside of the classroom. So something that we really do love and enjoy. We're also really going to promote the arts and different performances, both on and off campus, because we think that's really what makes Bloomington special, as well as IU as a whole. So please enjoy that. Know that our goal really is to provide you with that guidance. It's also great because we have a lot of fun traditions on our campus. So you can join what you see on the screen, which is our dance marathon. That's the 36 hours straight of dancing, but it's great because it raises money for our children's hospital. We have our Culture Fest, which is fantastic. A lot of different local restaurants, as well as different cultural clubs on campus, come together during our Welcome Week and help to really let students know why we're one of the most diverse campuses in the country, but something that we think is absolutely fantastic. And one of my favorite traditions, I might be a little biased, but that's going to any of our sporting events. So we're in the Big Ten Conference, Division I, and it's great because you really get to bleed that cream and crimson for all of your 4 years, and then after you graduate, forever. So something that really is fantastic. Now, as you're applying, we want you to keep a few things in mind as you're going through this process. First, we want you to know that there are 3 different routes that you can take when applying to IU. You can use our IU application on our website, our Common App, or the Coalition application. Actually, this year, the Coalition application is going away for us. So it'll just be the Common application and the IU application. Now, as you're going through that process, there are supplemental materials that we'll need in order for you to actually have a complete application. So we'll need your application fee, your specific IU essay, which is on the Common application, as well as your official transcript and your official ACT or SAT scores. We are a test optional university, so you have the option to send in those test scores if you would like to, and if you want to forego that test score, you absolutely can. But know that we really want to give you options throughout this process. And one date that we really do tell all students to pay attention to and really keep in mind is our November 1st early action deadline. So this is non-binding. We're not handcuffing you, telling you that you have to come to IU. We're simply letting you know that if you apply in that early action phase, it will allow you to be considered for the highest amount of scholarships, as well as direct entry into certain programs. So please keep that in mind. And before I finish up, here's just a list of some of our academic profile. I know we were going through that in some of the case studies, but we just want to give you an idea of what it looks like. So I will definitely put my email and phone number in the chat. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. But once again, thank you guys for joining us, and go Hoosiers.
Thank you, Indiana. Up next, we have Northeastern University.
Perfect. Thank you so much. My name is Katie Congdon, and I am the Assistant Director of Undergraduate Admissions at Northeastern. I know I don't have a ton of time here, so I'm just going to jump right in. Northeastern University is a large private Tier 1 research university, and we're located right in the heart of downtown Boston. Our student population is made up of about 18,000 undergraduate students with an additional 9,000 graduate students. We have a very student-centered approach to learning, which allows each student to truly chart their own academic paths, as you see on the screen here. We currently offer over 250 majors, which include both single and combined options within our 8 colleges and programs. Our core curriculum, or what we call our NU path, this allows students to choose courses based on competencies, really surrounding the knowledge that they're receiving by taking the courses. This is a lot different than at other schools and universities, and so it allows for a lot of flexibility and the natural ability to take courses across all different disciplines. Now, at the center of everything Northeastern, you're going to find our robust experiential learning opportunities, including our world famous co-op program. And if you aren't familiar yet, co-op is generally a 6-month-long full-time work experience. This is not an internship program. While an internship gives an initial taste of a job, a fully immersive co-op experience like the one that we offer here at Northeastern allows students to really take on a true responsibility and make an impact at the company or organization that they're working with. We currently work with about 3,400 co-op employers all over the world and on all 7 continents. Yes, that includes Antarctica. I typically have a student that goes, "Are you sure?" Definitely. If it's not for you, if the cold is too much, you just want to stick with Boston winters, that's fine. But if you really want to step outside your boundaries, doing a co-op in Antarctica is probably the coolest ways of doing that. Now, our employer partners include Fortune 100 companies, global governmental organizations, nonprofit startups. We work with medical clinics, healthcare facilities, you name it, a whole lot more. Students can complete up to 3 co-op experiences, and at 6 months in duration each, that gives them the opportunity to gain up to 18 months of full-time work experience before they even graduate. Co-op is really an integral part of Northeastern's unique experiential learning model, alongside opportunities, of course, for research, global experiences, and community service. But regardless of which options they choose to partake in through these experiential learning opportunities, students will learn to apply what they learn in the classroom to the real world and kind of creating that continuous learning cycle. And truly, that is the power of a Northeastern education. Now, I'm a little biased here, but I truly believe that Boston is the best college town. We have the highest concentration of young people in the entire country. And believe it or not, kind of a fun fact here, the average age actually drops 9 years overall each September because there's so many young adults that are moving to the city. And so Boston is definitely driven by the needs and the interests of students in every single corner of Boston. If you haven't been, highly recommend checking it out. But every corner of Boston is really filled with history and culture, and it's both a traditional and a very cutting edge city as well. So again, little biased here, but the best college city. A top tier education really is an investment, and it's also one of the most important and rewarding decisions that you and your family are ever going to make. At Northeastern, we really try to keep these costs affordable while offering the highest possible educational value. Very briefly, as you can see on the screen, I did want to mention the Northeastern Promise. At the forefront of this promise is our ability to meet every student's demonstrated financial need. Again, this is going to come from both the FAFSA and the CSS profile. Especially in light of COVID and the financial stress that almost every family is facing right now, it's important to know that we remain dedicated to helping all families obtain a valuable Northeastern education. Our application process actually falls into 4 different categories. Again, as you see on the screen here, we have early decision 1, early decision 2, both of which are binding decisions. We have early action and regular decision as well. I do want to share a quick plug here for our new test optional policy. I guess I can't really call it new anymore since this will be our 2nd year using it moving forward, hoping to continue the cycle as we move on. Test optional at Northeastern means that you truly do not need a test score in order to be reviewed for admission. Regardless of whether or not you submit a test, all students will be reviewed for general admission to Northeastern, admission to our honors program, and for all merit-based scholarships. Please keep an eye on our website as the date for you to apply gets closer, depending on if you're a sophomore, junior, maybe just a senior still working on the process. Keep an eye on our website for the most up-to-date information, in addition to your contact information for your specific admissions counselor. When you combine our academics, experiential learning opportunities, and our location, again, I'm biased, but the location is a big point here, you'll start to see how a Northeastern education really gives students a big head start in the world. When they graduate, they're already having these resumes that are full of experiences, a lot more typically than you're going to find at other schools, universities. Please keep that in mind as you're looking at different colleges, you're comparing Northeastern to maybe other schools, maybe others with co-op program. Keep this in mind as to how we kind of stick out and how we stand out in the process. I know I've completely flown through these slides. If anything else comes up, I'll be looking at the Q&A box. Happy to hand over my contact information. Thank you again for joining us tonight. I hope this is helpful for all of you.
Thank you. And as she mentioned, please utilize the Q&A to directly ask our representatives any questions you may have about their institution. Up next, we have Beloit College.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. And now we're headed over to the Midwest. Hello, everyone. Thank you for spending time of your evening to learn for Beloit College in Beloit, Wisconsin. My name is Hernan. I'm one of the admissions counselors at Beloit, but most importantly, I'm a proud Beloit alum, a recent one too. So I was in your shoes not that long ago, applying to colleges and universities, and out of the thousands of great options that there are out there, Beloit just captured my heart, and I hope it captures yours. Now, it's rather impossible to capture the true magic and wonder of a college or university in 6 minutes, but numbers tend to help. And at Beloit, every number tells a story. We are a small school. We have a little over 1,200 students, but those students are powerful, bold, undaunted students who come from many, many states around the country and for over 40 countries in the world. So for a population this small to have this much diversity is truly quite spectacular. In fact, we are Wisconsin's most diverse college. Some of our most popular majors, as you can see there, include anthropology, biochemistry, creative writing, business, education, psychology. So you can really do anything. And in fact, more than 1/3 of our students choose to double major, sometimes in seemingly completely different disciplines. You can do biochemistry and creative writing and literature at the same time. And I think that's an absolutely beautiful way of looking at education. Liberal arts at its core is designed to help you explore a variety of disciplines and for you to never need to sacrifice your passions in pursuit of a single academic or career pursuit that you would like to just be completely kind of boxed in. So the beauty of a Beloit education is very much the ability to explore a variety of things boldly. We have a pretty phenomenal success rate with 93% of our students employed or in graduate school within 6 months of graduation. So this small education in a small college definitely opens up a very large world for you. Now, one of the ways in which Beloit really stands out is the way in which it has reimagined advising and mentoring. Our advanced mentoring program, in fact, promises you that if you choose to become a Beloiter within 3 days, 72 hours, they just go by like that, you already get paired with a professor who will be your advisor for the first 2 years or until you declare your major. Again, you have 2 full years to declare your major. How much more freedom and flexibility can you expect? It's a truly phenomenal opportunity for you to not necessarily have to choose what you want to do for the rest of your life when you're 17 or 18. And then career channels, the second part of our advising and mentoring program, is really designed to help you connect with leaders in industries that you are interested in being a part of and exploring and knowing more about. The world is so beautifully complicated in many ways when it comes to jobs and careers and things that you want to be purposeful in, and career channels really allows you to explore that so that you become, as you can see at the bottom of the screen there, a productive collaborator, an effective communicator, a creative problem solver, and someone who's intellectually and professionally agile. That, I think, is at the crux of a Beloit education. Beyond the phenomenal academics, you also want to know what it's like to be at Beloit. And Beloit is a small college, yes, but one that has 96% of students living on campus. So extraordinarily residential and a very vibrant community that, by any measure that you can think of, is designed for you. Every single program, every event is exclusively for the students. And that's something I think quite exciting. One of the ways in which that is all catalyzed is through our powerhouse, which you see picture there, this old factory building that we've actually repurposed from the inside into this magnificent new student union with a pool, a gym, a track suspended on the second floor, but also a cafe, a study spaces, a club room, an auditorium, all kinds of phenomenal things. We are a Division III school with 18 varsity teams, phenomenal residential opportunities with special interest housing. Downtown Beloit, which is a beautiful, picturesque, small American town, is just a 5-minute walk from campus. We are not in the middle of nowhere. We are in this beautiful location right at the borderline with Illinois, where we're close to Madison, the capital of Wisconsin, close to Milwaukee, and close to the beautiful city of Chicago as well. There's some phenomenal opportunities for student engagement, leadership, and some great campus employment opportunities, which I like to highlight because that's how I ended up here. When I attended Beloit, I got a job at admissions and loved it so much, I decided to stick around and share this experience with you all. So that's something to look forward to. Now, this last year, a little over a year now, has certainly been a challenge, but it's been a challenge that Beloit has taken on with its very characteristic audacity and boldness and bravery, and turned it really into an opportunity to stand out as a school that really cares about its students and is entirely student-centered. One of the ways in which we did that was through our Beloit Action Plan, which you can read more about in our website, and our statement of culture at Beloit, which really emphasizes the ability for us to continue to be an incredibly diverse and phenomenal community, and one that is also led by students, especially during a global pandemic, which none of us thought we'd live through. But all of that to say that because of that, we've been recognized as the #5 most innovative liberal arts college in the country by the US News and World Report. And if that doesn't tell you something about the character of an institution, I don't know what does. And some last numbers that matter. Admissions quick facts for Beloit College. The average GPA of our applicants is around a 3.4, but we do practice holistic application, meaning that we take a look at everything. It doesn't mean that that's the threshold under which you will not be admitted. If you have a 3.2, don't feel like you won't be admitted. Perhaps you have a phenomenal essay, you have some great extracurricular activity. So we really do take a look at you entirely. Our acceptance rate is around 60%. You might be surprised, but the national average is actually closer to 70%. So Beloit is truly a great place to try and apply for. 99% of our students receive financial aid. We are very generous with financial aid, and we are on the Common App. And lastly, I encourage you all to take a picture right now. Pull out your phones and take a picture of my contact information. I'd be more than happy to email with you, call, text, chat, and even schedule a one-on-one appointment via Zoom with every single one of you. So thank you very much for listening. Remember Beloit College, and have a great rest of your night.
Thank you. Up next, we have Claremont McKenna College.
All right. Share my screen. All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Becky Graham. I'm one of the admission officers at Claremont McKenna College. I will drop my info in the chat later. So, but if you want to snap a quick pic, you can. That's how you reach me, phone and email. Setting the stage of Claremont McKenna College, we are located in Claremont, California, which is in Southern California. And this map is a really great visual of the Claremont College Consortium. So you guys may be familiar with our other schools around the area: Harvey Mudd, Scripps, Pitzer, and Pomona. We are part of that consortium. So I represent the college that is maroon on this map. We are a little over 1,300 students, but when you put it together with all the 4 colleges, you do get a larger size in terms of social environment and resources and things available to you all. So, and as you see on the kind of outer skirts, you'll see what's around the area. So being that we're in Southern California, we are technically part of LA County. So we're on the very outskirts. So you definitely don't feel like you're in the city. We are in a college suburb town, but you can access the city about 45 to 55 minutes away. Also the beach. We're really close to the San Gabriel Mountains, only about a 10-minute drive. We're close to Joshua Tree National Park. So if you're into that, we are in a pretty central location to doing things around the area. And then again, also having the 4 schools across the street, you do get a lot of activity and student life around you at any given time. And we do also share classes. So that's something to keep in mind. If you're attending CMC, you actually have access to classes at all 5 institutions. So, and we literally are that close to one another across the street. So diving into CMC a little bit, academics, we are a small liberal arts college, so we are going to have small classes. We have an 8-to-1 student to faculty ratio, which is pretty awesome. You get to know your professors really well, and they get to know you very well. They are there, of course, to teach you, but also to be your mentor, to be your friend. And that kind of pie chart that you're looking at is a very general breakdown of the types of courses you'll take, splitting up into thirds of GEs, major, and electives. Similar to some of my colleagues, you do have time to decide your major. So we also don't make you declare till like the middle or end of your sophomore year. So you don't have to know exactly what you want to do right now, or even in the next couple of years. You take GE courses, you figure it out, you have academic advising, and figure out what you actually want to declare. We do have 31 majors to choose from, and we do give you the opportunity to dual or double major as well. Research is also a big thing at CMC. It's pretty Interesting that we do emphasize research so much because we're a small liberal arts college, and we also are a total undergrad college. So we don't have any grad students, but we do emphasize research and this idea of real world learning. So you'll see on this slide, about 80% of students do some sort of research. And this is faculty-led graduate level research offered to our undergrad students. So pretty awesome. You have the opportunity as a 18, 19, 20-year-old to work with your fellow peers and professors to dive into research that you're super interested in, and even have the chance to get published. So you'll see some of our research institutes that we have. Those are all on our campus, all 11 of those. And you have the opportunity to work in any one of them throughout your 4 years. So a lot of research opportunities. Also, we have science laboratory research as well, if that is something you are interested in doing. Study abroad is also another component of the CMC experience, and also study off campus. So we do, the two programs highlighted on this screen are our Washington, DC program and Silicon Valley program. These are a different way because of course you're not studying abroad, but you're studying off campus. It is also during the regular school year, but the main focus of these two programs is actually a full-time internship. So CMC is really big on practical, pre-professional, pragmatic learning. Our motto is, learning for the sake of doing. So we do really take this seriously in giving you theoretical liberal arts education, but pairing it with practical application. So we do give you the chance to choose between a Silicon Valley or Washington, DC program. Again, it's not required, but if you have an interest in any of those areas and you want to see what it's like and have actually work there and network there, we do have that kind of under our umbrella of all of our study off campus opportunities, which kind of direct segue into just various internships and career services. That is something that is really, really highlighted at CMC. A really individualized approach goes into this. So every CMC student has a career coach that they work with one-on-one throughout their 4 years at CMC. They take you on networking treks, they connect you with alum, they help you with your resume, they do interview workshops, all to really prepare you as best as possible for post CMC, because you will have a great 4 years on campus, but we know there's a ton of life after CMC. What does that look like for each of you? Again, not saying you have to know anything right now, because you will have a career advisor along the way. So that is really awesome. About 95% of our students have at least one internship. So many have more than one during their 4 years, but the career coaches and advisors are definitely very hands-on for all of our students. The Athenaeum is another really awesome thing about CMC. We do this speaker series event where we bring in professional, really any experts or leaders in their field that we bring to campus in this dining room setting that you see on your screen for a shared meal and discussion with these leaders and experts. So you'll see some of the speakers we've had in the past. I could go on and on about this, but I know we don't have a ton of time. So I will definitely encourage you to check out the Athenaeum on our website if you are interested. And just lastly, some student life things. We are a highly residential campus, so we have about 97% of total students living on campus. Ton of clubs and orgs to get involved in. Again, remember the 4 other colleges also across the street that have clubs and orgs. Also, all the social environment is very much shared amongst the consortium. So you just have that many more opportunities to take advantage of. We are Division III for athletics, and we have club and intramural as well. And then I know I'm right out of time, but lastly, just some dates, and I can go ahead and answer more questions in the Q&A, and I'll drop my email in as well. But nice to chat with you all, and I look forward to answering your questions, and thank you for being here.
Thank you. Up next, we have Colgate University.
All righty. Good evening, everyone. Let's see. There we go. Now we're in business. Good evening. My name's Gary Ross, and I'm Vice President for Admission and Financial Aid at Colgate University. We're located in Hamilton, New York. Hamilton, New York is about 4 hours north of New York City. It's about 50 minutes from Syracuse. Syracuse would be the airport that you would use if you were traveling back and forth. We're in a very small, safe community in the center of New York State, 10 miles exactly from the geographic center of New York State. We offer 56 different majors. We offer a very popular off-campus study program where we run 23 different programs, and we're affiliated with over 125 different programs. For those who are seeking financial aid, we meet 100% of your demonstrated need for all admitted students. And we introduced a couple of years ago a program where there are no loans built into your financial aid package with families who have income levels of $125,000 or less. If we have any QuestBridge or service to school folks on the chat tonight, on the this program tonight, we are a partner with both QuestBridge and service to school. And we're one of the smallest colleges to support a full Division I athletics program. We're consistently at the top of the NCAA for colleges and universities that are among those that graduate students on time in their athletic pursuits. This is a view of our campus. That building in the foreground is our library, as I mentioned. We're in a rural area. You can see that, but don't let that lead you to conclude that we are not an active, busy campus 7 days a week. We are, but of course, the best reason to go to any college or university is to get a great education. And for us, that begins in the classroom, or in this case, in one of our labs. Some schools might want to talk about their great big labs. We like to talk about our smaller labs where you can work hands-on with faculty, and instead of learning about, in this case, sciences through a lecture, you learn about sciences. In this case, it's a biology lab, by doing the science. We think that's a much better way to learn. In this slide, you see the professor at the head of the table. His name is Peter Balakian. Peter Balakian is a Pulitzer Prize winner. He is teaching a first-year seminar. So you've got a Pulitzer Prize winning professor at Colgate teaching a group of first-year students in a seminar. All students at Colgate take a seminar, and no student at Colgate will ever be taught by a TA or teaching assistant. We simply do not have them at Colgate. Let's talk a little bit about life outside of the classroom. I mentioned our off-campus study programs that 70% of our students participate in over the course of their 4 years at Colgate. Should you be going on an off-campus study program, of course, your financial aid would travel with you as long as you are on a Colgate program or one of Colgate's affiliated program. In other activities outside of the classroom, I mentioned that we're one of the smallest colleges in the country to support a full Division I athletics program. I hope all of you were cheering on our men's basketball team when they were a part of March Madness this year. We have other sports that participated in NCAA postseason competition as well. This is an example of something that's very important to us. I've mentioned a couple of times that we're in a small town and rural area, but our students really become attached to that area. Many call it their home away from home, and they get involved in very significant ways in giving back to the community. These are volunteer firefighters, but with the exception of the gentleman in the center of the picture, they are also Colgate students. So you can not only impact other people's lives by giving back through service, you can save other people's lives. This slide always reminds me that my time is coming to an end in terms of what I can talk with you about. So I want to begin to talk about life after Colgate. 98% of Colgate graduates within 6 months of their graduation are either employed in graduate school or otherwise doing what it is that they want to do. Colgate people, as graduates, are leaders in a wide variety of fields. I'd like to talk about our most recent in-person graduation speaker. This was back in 2019. The last time we had an in-person graduation. And this is Congressman Antonio Delgado. Congressman Delgado is a Colgate graduate from just about 20 years ago. He won a Rhodes Fellowship before being elected to Congress. He was elected to Congress as the first African American elected in a predominantly white district in the Hudson Valley of New York State. We're very proud of all that Congressman Delgado has accomplished, both before he went to Congress and after he has been there. And we would be delighted to see some of you follow in his shoes or in a path that you would like to blaze on your own. I'm going to put my contact information in the chat, and I'd be delighted to hear from any or all of you.
Thank you. Last but not least, we have Southern Methodist University.
Wonderful, thank you so much. All right, so SMU is in Dallas, Texas. We are founded by the Methodist Church, but we're not non-sectarian in our teaching, so there is no religious requirements students have to complete. I love starting with this photo because it shows you just a great view of our campus. I think with SMU, you're able to have this traditional college campus, college experience, while still being in a big city such as Dallas, Texas. And you can see the skyline in the background. We're about a 5-10 minute drive to downtown, depending on how traffic is that day. And the QR code here will open up our PDF of our brochure if you are interested in learning more about SMU. I'll give it a few seconds for you to scan it. All right, so moving on. So with SMU, we are a mid-sized private university right in the heart of Dallas, Texas. We have just under 12,000 students with our undergraduate and graduate populations here on campus. I think something that is very surprising to a lot of people is that we are majority out of state. So Texas is our most represented state on campus just because we are in Texas and Texas is huge, but our students are coming from all 50 states and over 90 different countries. So you'll have the opportunity to meet with students from all over, all different perspectives, experiences, backgrounds, to really help enhance your learning at SMU. In terms of the academics, we offer a little bit of everything. So we have our 5 undergraduate colleges, which you can see here, offering over 100 majors and 85 minors across these different areas. Similar to the other universities, you don't have to declare your major until the end of your second year here for most of our programs. So you'll have the time to experience and explore a little bit of everything that we have available for our students. We usually have about 2/3 of our students doing more than one major. So if you're wanting to double major, triple major, add multiple minors, pre-professional tracks, whatever it is, your advisors will be working with you to see how that fits in within your 4 years at SMU. For our business school and for our visual and performing arts within the art school, those are direct admission programs. So when you apply to SMU, you'll be reviewed for admission into the university and also admission into those specific programs. So just kind of keeping that in mind. But going on to a little bit more of the fun stuff. So being a mid-sized university, you're able to have these great academics, these small classroom experiences, you know, getting to interact with your professors and classmates. But at the same time, you have the best of both worlds with Division I sports, lots of traditions and school spirit. We have 17 Division I sports, as you can see here. One of my favorite things about SMU is Peruna, our mascot, and he's a miniature Shetland pony. At our football games, he'll run across the field to celebrate touchdown. So that's when I know that something good happened, because I'm not a big sports person, but if Peruna's on the field, it usually means it's a good thing. There's over 200 different student organizations, so a little bit of everything there as well in terms of what you want to get involved with, whether it's cultural organizations, religious organizations, community service, career-based, Greek life, a little bit of everything. So you will definitely be able to find other students that are interested in the same things that you are. And again, coming back to tradition, so we were founded in 1911, our doors officially opened in 1915, so a little over 100 years of tradition. Peruna Palooza is one of my favorite. That's Peruna's birthday party, which happened this week, actually, this weekend. and you just get to celebrate. He's usually out there with a birthday hat. We have different carnival rides and cotton candy funnel cakes on campus just for students to enjoy and celebrate Peruna. We also have a holiday celebration called Celebration of Lights, which is what's pictured here. And we have a huge tree in the center of campus with lights. And it's just a beautiful scenery for some holiday photos. And one of the things that is really great for SMU is the city of Dallas. So we're really the only university right in the heart of the city, 10 minutes away from anything and everything you would need here. Dallas is a great place because there are so many different companies from all different industries. So no matter what you're wanting to go into, if it's health professions, business, engineering, the arts, there's so many different ways for you to connect with those companies, with professionals in those fields to start networking. We do have a very strong network of our alumni in the Dallas area with over 61,000 alumni in DFW, but there's over 130,000 alumni globally. So know that you can end up anywhere in the world that you want after SMU, and you'll have connections all over as well. But with Dallas, this really just helps support our students on the professional development side. Again, so many different companies to connect with, so many different internships offered to our students. But it's also just a fun, big city for your undergraduate experience. You can attend concerts, sporting events, plays, music, whatever it is that interests you to kind of keep you excited outside of the classroom, you'll definitely be able to find here in Dallas. And then I'll just end with some fun facts, kind of wanting to talk a little bit about life after SMU. So over 93% of our students usually are off the job market after graduation. So whether they're enrolled in graduate school or employed full-time, this is thanks to us having 3 career centers on campus for students interested in engineering and business. You have your own career centers, and then we have our university-wide career center that works with students in all other programs. But if you have any questions about SMU or Dallas or Texas, feel free to reach out to us. Our general email is in the center here, but I appreciate your time and thank you for joining us tonight.
That concludes this virtual session. Thank you all for joining us. As you exit out, you'll be presented with a quick survey. Please provide us feedback. We'd greatly appreciate it. You could sign up for more sessions like this on our website, and the recording for this session, as well as all other sessions from tonight's events, will be available on our website early next week. So please visit strivescan.com/BACS. Thank you again for joining us, and we wish you the best of luck on your college search. Have a great evening.